So, a couple of updates. It's raining, which is important for you guys to know, but still only have the one car. And in a previous vlog, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think probably about 2 weeks ago, we showed you, it was before we were going to Atlanticade actually, we were showing you that there was no cars in the driveway. Yep. So we still have the Sonata here, which is good. And the Tucson, though, the Tucson has, here's the story. So as many of you know, we were driving it down the highway and it started making a ticking sound. We passed somebody. This is our gazebo, our new gazebo. Keeps the rain out. That's kind of nice. Let's sit down here. Oh, that's handy. That's nice. Anyways, we were driving down the highway and we passed somebody, and it all of a sudden just started making this crazy like tick 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 whenever you right in the motor whenever you tried to accelerate, and the engine lights started flashing. Maybe like, I don't know, like 10 seconds later. Now I know what it did, because it started losing power and it ends up going into what's called limp mode. So there's certain, like, it won't rev over a certain RPM, it won't go above a certain speed, etc., etc. It just tries to make sure that the engine doesn't get any further damage to it. So we limped down a hill, and we got to the bottom of the hill. Pretty much all the lights on the dash went off, so went on, I guess. So we pulled over, called the tow truck, and got it to the car to be towed to a garage here in town. So the following day, the garage phoned me up and they're like, we can't really do anything because as far as we can tell, you may need a new motor. And I was like, oh. So they're like, we recommend that you get it taken to Hyundai so that they can take a look at it. And maybe there's something that they can do, because of course Hyundai, if there was any recalls or anything like that, they'd be able to figure it out or deal with it, etc., etc. So another tow, we had it towed to about 20 minutes away, maybe ish, via highway, and it sat there. So we got it towed there on a Thursday night, so it was booked in for Friday, and the next, or the upcoming Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it was, they phoned me and they're like, so just so you know, your car needs a new engine. And I was like, oh no, because engines, especially on newer cars, right? New cars, they're not cheap. I remember back in the old days, I say old days, but back in like in the 80s when I blew an engine, I'd go to an auto wrecker, I could find one for $400 or $500 and just, pay for it to get put in. That's not the case anymore. So anyways, I was like, okay. And then she's like, so we ordered one for you. And I'm like, okay. She goes, yeah. And it's all under a recall. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I'm like, okay. So do you need another car? Do you need a car? Do you have a way of moving around? I said, well, no, not really. Like, we do, but we rely on 2 cars. So I'm like, no. So they set up a rental until our car is fixed. So that's cool. So Mary's driving a, I guess it's a brand new, either 2022 or 2023, I don't know what it is, Volkswagen Golf, which she's enjoying. Anyways, they're like, yeah, it could be 1 week to 2 months. The engine's on order. It'll come when it comes. I was like, okay, so be it. That is what it is. So needless to say, pleased that I don't have to pay anything, because I was very frightened that I was going to have to drop, I don't know, I have no idea, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. All I can think of was like, okay, another payment or something that I'll have to figure out how to pay for. But none of the above. None of the above. So that's excellent. Next on the list, we just came back from Atlanticade. Well, that'll be like a week and change, 2 weeks actually, since we got back, and when you guys see the video, or this video. And the bikes did well. My bike didn't stop running at any point. So whatever I think, got fixed on it. Fixed it. Mary's bike's running good. But a friend of mine was like, hey, do you want to go to Laconia next year? Because I've never been to a big rally and it looks cool. And I was like, I don't think Mary wants to go. So I asked Mary, and Mary's like, no, I don't want to go. I'm like, can I go? Because you got to ask the boss. She's like, yeah. So we got a place. If you're going to Laconia next year and don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money, you're looking at getting a place outside of Laconia. So we're about half an hour outside of Laconia, but it's like a little cottage. So it has like, it's on a lake. It's actually got 4 beds. It's a full house, or cottage, right? So we can buy food. If we don't want to go into Laconia, we can just kind of hang out at the lake, relax. If it's raining, we can hang out at the lake, do whatever. So I'm super pleased with that. Like I said, right now it's about $2,000 Canadian for the 4 of us, which is great. That's for I think we'd show up on a Sunday and leave on on the next Saturday. So just about, I think it's 5 or 6 nights. So I'm pretty happy with that. So Laconia, yeah, next year, 100th year anniversary. So that's awesome. Any of you guys going? The most uncool you could have possibly said that. So if any of you guys are going, leave a comment below, because hey, maybe we'll meet up for, like, I don't know, coffee or drink or food, or just to say hey. All right, that's it. I gotta go in. I got some new PlayStation games, so I'm playing those. All right, later.